and welcome to episode 110 of Explode Your Expert Business Show, brought to you by gtex.org.uk. I am your host, the one and only Simone Vincenzi, and this is the podcast for experts who want to become the ultimate authority in their niche while making an impact in the world. Yes! This is a solo episode, which is a recording of our live show that we run every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on my business Facebook page, Simone Vincenzi, where I share my point of view from the conversation I have during the interviews with my guests in the week, or some things that are happening during the week. And this week we are talking about how to sell from live events, webinars, seminars, and workshops like a pro. Yes, that's the topic of the day. Before we get started, it's time to start with the tool of the day. So, I'm gonna start every episode sharing with you a tool that makes a difference in my business. Sometimes there is an affiliate link, sometimes, most of the time, there is not an affiliate link. But I'm gonna share with you something that I personally use that makes a difference in my business. And today, we are talking about Buffer. Yes, we are talking about Buffer. I recently signed up to this great social media scheduling tool. There are many social media tools that you can use. There is Hootsuite, there is Meet Edgar, and they're all great. I found that I love Buffer because of the price and the features that it gives. So, for example, you can repurpose content over and over and over again once you put them in a bucket. But it doesn't cost like $47 a month like Meet Edgar, but it does it for $10 or $12 or $15 a month. So that's why I like it. Check it out. It's Buffer. The link is in the show notes, and it will help you in particular to post those recurring content. Maybe if you're running a Facebook group. I'm not encouraging you to actually broadcast to every platform using a social media scheduler all the different messages, because social media platforms are penalizing you for using those. However, if you are using, for example, you have a Facebook group and you have themed days, and every Monday you will put the same message, every Tuesday you will put the same message, you can, in that case, you can schedule it on Buffer and then it will go out. So use it and let me know. You can sign up for a free trial as well. The link is in the show notes. Back to the show. Today, as I said, we are talking about how to sell from live events, webinar, seminars, and workshops like a pro. As I said, is my solo episode, so you will hear my beautiful and sexy voice for the entire length of the episode. And in this episode, we talk about how to sell from the stage like a pro, the subtle technique that you can use to triple your sales from the start of the talk, and how to close in a way that feels comfortable to you to increase conversion, because the more comfortable you are on stage, the more you will convert, and we'll talk about that a lot. If you want to read the full transcript of the interview or watch the video of the Facebook Live that you've missed, or watch the video on YouTube if you don't like Facebook. We are everywhere. You cannot get rid of me. Then the link is here in the show notes, so make sure that you check it out. There are also the resources, a link of the resources. If you want to get updates every week or when I'm going live, not to miss a live, so you can be featured on the show and ask me questions while I'm live. I have a messenger bot that I've created for you to receive these updates every time I'm going on the show. Now, before we start, remember, there's one more thing. If you want to make six-figure presentation, become also a Selling from the Stage, download our Selling from the Stage checklist. It's free, it's for you, it will help you selling a lot. And also join our Facebook group. Running a expert business is very lonely, isolating. You're doing a lot of things by yourself. But what if you were surrounded by a community of incredible, amazing people that are there? They have your back and they're there to support you. And on top of that, you get my weekly free trainings. Hey, like all this in-depth stuff that allows you to grow your business exponentially. Oh yeah. Okay, if you haven't subscribed yet to the podcast, well, really? You haven't subscribed to the podcast? What the heck are you waiting for? Subscribe now. and let me know. Give me a review if you like the work that we do. It means a lot. It helps with the ranking on iTunes. The more ranking, the more people listen to it. My crazy voice, and they have fun. Ha 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 ha. Laugh with me. Okay, right. I can hear you saying, Simone, just shut the hell up. Let me go on with the episode. Okay, I'll let you go on with the episode. Sorry, I'm going now. Okay, listen to the episode. Bye. Hello and welcome to another episode of Explode Your Expert Biz show. Simone Vincenzi here, I'm your host. If you're watching the replay here on Facebook Live, welcome. Thank you for watching the replay. Make sure that you watch this video until the end because we are going to share with you, and I mean, I'm saying we, is that why am I saying we? I'm going to share with you what it takes to sell like a pro from webinars and seminars. So it's going to be an insanely good, I'm saying good, an insanely great, what I'm saying great, an insanely awesome episode today. So make sure that you stay until the end. If you're listening to the podcast, thank you very much for listening on our show. If you're watching on YouTube as well, thank you very much for watching on YouTube. Really appreciate you. And thank you for being a loyal subscriber. What do you mean? You're not subscribed yet? Well, subscribe right now, so now you become a loyal subscriber, and I can thank you properly. So as I said, today is all about creating how to sell like a pro from live events, seminars, and workshops. This is what we're going to talk about today. This is what the day is all about. And why is this important? Because there is nothing, and I'm telling you, nothing that converts more than live events. Nothing that converts more than live events. All the things you can do, nothing converts more than live events. Now, if you see me every now and then looking down, is because I'm inviting people here on to watch live. So nothing, as I said, converts more than live event. And you can do webinars, you can do consultations one-to-one, but there is something magical that happens when you're creating live events. There is a sense of camaraderie, there is a sense of unity, there is a sense of people wanting to be together and to take in an action together. That's why live events are crucial. And and in particular, do you meet those people live? What do you mean about that? These are people that you meet in person. So what would you rather do? Would you rather like faster someone that you meet in person or someone that you meet online if you like them? Well, of course, in person, because we are all human beings. So while everyone else is now focusing online and growing their businesses online, I'm focusing on creating as many offline opportunities as possible to connect with my ideal clients and to deliver them incredible value. And in particular, to give them a real transformation. Because that's where the magic happens. When you give them a real transformation, they are ready as well to move forward. They will be more likely to move forward as well. And that's why this is so powerful while running these live events. So make sure that it's something that you consider. So now running live events is not just about creating live events, but then it's about making money and selling with that, because otherwise you can work so hard to create this event and then no one buys. And so you're left with a big hole in your wallet, because live events can be quite expensive. But also you're left with a feeling like, oh my God, why people didn't take action? Why nothing happened? And this is why you want to maybe focus on the selling. So what are the great elements? This is what I'm going to talk about today. What are the great elements of a sales pitch to convert from events? And how can you sell from live events? I'm going to share with you what I do behind the scene. What are the things that we are focusing on in GTEx? How our sales process works, and so on. So that's what I'm gonna share with you. And then if you would like to know more, guys, there is a link here in the comments, or if you're watching in the show notes, and I'm released just today our training events that sell, and only for today, for the first 20 people, it will be for $97, and the first 20 people will get a one-to-one session pitch session on create a high converting pitch from the stage. So make sure that you buy today, because otherwise it's gonna go up to $497. And if you like what I'm going to share, then make sure that you take action, because things happen in your life when you take action. So if you are serious about running live events, that's the right program for you. Here we go. Shameless plug. Yes. And now, without further ado, like, I understand some people think like, Simone, you're a bit of an idiot, and I own it. I own it, but that's me. So now let's keep talking, and let's keep sharing about what it takes to run live events. Well, there are a few things that are really crucial about running live events. Number one is you need to have a great product. Your events needs to be part of your business model. Now, if you're just thinking I'm running an event for the sake of it, that's why you're not going to make any money. But if your events are part of your business ecosystem, a part of your product ecosystem, is another product that you're adding to your product line, then it works. Because suddenly, first of all, it becomes something regular. If you're running an event just once in a while, once every few months, and there is nothing regular that happens, or once every few years, then you're not going to make much money from it, unless it becomes something like a special event and you have already a huge online community and you can leverage from it. But if you're running an event to consistently get clients, the consistency is what will give you clients. Remember this. The consistency of your events is what will give clients. Why? Because then people will trust you more, will be more willing to engage with you. The word of mouth spreads. Because if you change event, if you don't run any event, or if you change events consistently, then there will be a consistent, people will not have time to share with the other friends or with the other acquaintances that they have how great your event is. So this is how it works. You need to make sure that your event is part of your product line, is part of your offering. And then there are different kind of events. You will have to choose if you're going to run a free event, a paid event, evening event, a multi-day event. Now, there is nothing that converts more than multi-day events, 3 days, maximum 4 days. But when you are creating this experience for people where they are with you for 3-4 days, then you will be friends. There is not going to be any more the fact of, oh my God, I want to keep working with you. There is, oh my God, I want to keep working with you. It's not, do I really want to keep working with you? No, it will be, I want to keep working with you, because you have created this environment. So how do you create a pitch that sells? So now that you know that your product and your event is part of your line, it means it's part of your systems, is part of your processes, then you are going to also to think that your event is there to sell and upsell a product or a service. Now you will need first of all to have the right people at the event. That's even before we talk about the pitch. You need to have the right people at the event. If you don't have your right target market at that event, you're very likely going to struggle. It's very likely you're going to struggle, because you can have the best converting pitch, but if I'm a cat lover and you pitch me dogs, am I going to buy? Well, no, I'm not going to buy. If I'm a cat lover and you pitch me dogs, I'm not going to buy, because I want cats. I don't want dogs. And that's the same thing for you. That's the same thing for your event. So make sure that when you market your event, you market to the right people, because your sales pitch starts from the marketing. Your sales pitch starts from the moment they register. That's where it starts. So you want to make sure that at every step of the way, you give out the right content, you give out the right pitch, you give out the right parts to the audience. So now that the audience is the right audience, let's think about the pitch itself. The pitch is there to sell what? The pitch is there to sell a product. Great. Well done. Very smart. So because the pitch is there to sell a product, does it make sense that if the product or a program is a great program or product, people will be more likely to buy? Oh, really? Yes. Absolutely. That's how it works. So even before you think about how do I create a pitch that converts, think about, are you giving something that people really want? That people really, really, really want? Are you delivering something that gives an incredible value? Are you giving away something that people are living, oh my God, this is freaking awesome? And that's what makes the difference. That's what makes the difference. Because if you are then right now and you know that you are focusing on creating an incredible product that delivers incredible value, and you're willing and you're able to explain that value in a way that makes people wanting to buy, you're onto a winner. So first of all, think about your product. Think about what makes a great product for you. What makes it a no-brainer? What makes it something that people would say, "Oh my God, like if I'm not buying right now, I'm going to regret this for the rest of my life." Yes. And that's what you want them to think. That's how you want to run your event. So you have a great product. And what makes a great product? Well, a great product is a solution to a problem. Basic of business. You've heard this many times. Great product is a solution to a problem. So now that we know the problem or several problems that your audience have, then we're creating the solution to these problems. Now, the more problem you solve, the higher your conversion, the more people will want to buy, because you're not solving only one problem, but you're solving all the problems that they have. And that's weird. What creates a buying frenzy? That's what creates a buying frenzy. It creates something that people are, oh my God, this is so awesome. I cannot miss. I cannot miss this. I like this is too good to be true. Are you really giving this away? And even if you're selling for tens of thousands of pounds of dollars, people, because you're solving all their problem, will be willing to give you their money, will be willing to give you their credit cards, will be willing to sign up. But it starts with the product. It starts with the problems that you're going to solve. So think about, make a list right now. Like I want you to think about this right now. Make a list of all the problems that your audience have, that your ideal clients has. Make all the list of all the problems and make a list of all the things that you can do to solve these problems. Now this will become the program and the bonuses associated to the program. So now you have the right people in the room. Then you have the right product. Now we can talk about the pitch. But you see, you cannot focus on the pitch first. Because if you don't have if you have a product that sucks, you're not going to sell even with the best pitch. If you're giving away something that people don't really want, you will suck at sale. Or if you're not having the right people in the room, it can be the best product, but it's not for them. So they will not buy. So now you have the right people and you have the right product. So what are we going to do next? Well, now it's time to create the pitch. Now, there are a few things that will make your sales stand out. If you haven't downloaded yet our Selling from the Stage checklist, then make sure that you download it. You will find the checklist in the show notes. So that's the starting point. Download the checklist, because then there is a script, there is a structure step by step. So there are a few things that will make this checklist stand out even more. And that's what I'm going to talk about today. What are the next level thing that you can do to convert more from the stage? Because first, you will find all the basic in the checklist. The checklist will give you the structure. Right now, I want to talk about the advanced stuff. Now, one of the advanced stuff is called seeding. Now, what happens, a lot of speakers, what they would do, they will create their pitch and they will leave their pitch until the end. And this problem, the mistake that they make is that they don't do what we call seeding throughout the pitch. What is seeding? Seeding is mentioning your program multiple times through the use of case studies, testimonials, a shorter pitch at the beginning. That is going to seed the fact that you're going to make an offer, that is going to seed the fact that they are going to buy, that is going to mention the program throughout your presentation. Now, if you don't seed, your conversion will be rubbish. But if you then see throughout the way, what you're doing is you're psychologically preparing people to fall in love with your program. So then when you are at the moment of the pitch, which is the moment of the close, then they are already loving you, they're already qualified, they're already ready to buy from you. And that's what makes the pitch great, is the seeding throughout. Then the other element on top of the seeding is what we call the soft pitch at the beginning. This is the technical term, the soft pitch at the beginning, which means you are doing a pre-pitch. After your story, after you position why the people should listen to you, after you position why people should listen to the topic which is important, after you position why people should listen to it now, which is all part of the introduction. These are all things that you must say in the introduction. You must say why the topic, why now, and why you. So once you've said that, then you're going to position the short pitch. And the short pitch is to prepare people that are going to be buying something at the end. And what I would love to say is to give that pitch where I'm showing what kind of content they're going to receive, that I'm going to show what kind of product I'm going to pitch, how much it is without offers or discounts. So here I'm sharing with them the full price. Why? Well, you probably have been to a lot of seminars yourself, a lot of webinars yourself, and there is something which is called the price discount. Now, the price discount is crucial if you want to make more sales, because you give people a reason to buy now, and there is no other moment probably in their life where they are as hot and as willing to buy when they are in a room with you. Once they go home, lives take over. So even if they are still interested, their attention is not completely, and their focus is not going to be completely on you, like it happens when you are running a live event. So now you have the product, you are seeding it throughout the way, you have the right people, you are seeding throughout the way, you are doing the soft pitch at the beginning, mentioning the full price of the product. And why am I mentioning the full price of the product? Well, they are mentioning the full price because you want to seed in their mind a price which is higher than the offer, and you want people to think about the number over and over and over again. So that number will become the benchmark of your product. So now that you've mentioned it, there are two things that are going to happen. You are triggering the buying signal of your audience. You are triggering the buying sequence of your audience. Pardon me. So now that you've triggered this buying signal, this buying sequence from your audience, then they will do two things. One, they will evaluate that product or the content you're going to deliver against the price that you have promised. And as long as you deliver more than what the price tag was there, in their mind, they will be, oh my God, like this is so awesome. I want this. I imagine if I pay this money, how much more am I going to get? And secondly, you create contrast. Now, let me explain the power of contrast with a little story. Now imagine that you have a daughter, and the daughter goes to daughter goes away for college, and you are there. That your daughter is out for college, and you don't hear from her for a few months, so you start getting worried. And your daughter now sends you a letter. So you receive a letter from your daughter, which is at their college, sends you a letter, and it starts with, please dad or mom, don't be upset. And then it starts telling you that she got pregnant, that her boyfriend just came out from jail, that she quit college completely, and now she's working cleaning toilets. Nothing wrong with cleaning toilets, but going from college, then what are you going to think right now about your daughter? You're like, oh my God, you're going to be so angry, you're going to be really upset. But then your daughter will finish the letter saying, don't worry, mom, don't worry, dad. This is what could have happened. This didn't happen. I just failed math. So now she's saying the failed math. And now imagine right now, if your daughter will come in and just say, dad, mom, I failed my math exam. You will be pretty upset as a parent, like you should be. However, if your daughter now that puts in comparison of what could have happened, then you're like, oh, don't worry. It's okay for your math exam. So that's the power of contrast. So now that you have seeded in their mind the price, when you're slashing the price, it will be more compelling because they will have more time to think about that price. So that's why That price slash really works all the time. And then let's move on. Then you're going to deliver the content, seeding throughout the way, delivering case studies and testimonials. This is really important. Every new concept that you introduce in your pitch, every new concept that you introduce, make sure that there is a case study attached to it. So let's say, for example, right now, I'm going to teach you how to create a Facebook Live. Now, I'm going to teach you what I thought Johnny. And Johnny wanted to run a Facebook Live, but he couldn't run Facebook Lives. And just by working through this concept that I'm going to share with you right now, then and through our program as well, then this is the result that Johnny got. Now Johnny is doing a Facebook Live every single day and is getting clients or every time he goes live. Now, if you're using the content and you're using your case study as a way to frame the importance of the content, you achieve two things. One, you give credibility to the content that you're going to share. And two, you increase the buying frenzy or the buying or the wanting in your product or service, because you're explaining, giving tangible results about what results are people getting by working with you. And I found that there are two ways to do it. Now, you will find that in normal pitches, they will have case studies all in one shot, all at the end. This is what amateurs do, people that don't know what to do. They will use case studies before the moment of the sale, and they will cram 4, 5, or 6 case studies there. And that doesn't work very much. The best way is to spread those case studies across your presentation, because remember, even if you're running a 1-day, 2-day, 3-day, 4-day event, that's the pitch. Your content is a pitch. And in particular, if you join the Events That Sell course, I'm talking in details. There is one module where I'm talking about how to divide the content, how to use case studies within the content, how to deliver the content in the most effective way to get people to buy throughout the live event, because that's what you want to do. And you're starting thinking that the pitch is your full event. So therefore, you're going to take some parts, and that's what I share in one of the things that I share in the program, which actually one of these things made one of our clients more than $9,000 in one single event, in one single evening, was the fact of using their product and taking a piece of the product and running as a live event, as an introduction. So people were feeling that they were already part of something. And I'm sharing that in more details in the course, the Events That Sell. So now we are going into the next part. Now is the time of the close. And there are a few ways to close the audience. Now, some people put too much pressure on yourself, because the reality is selling from the stage is the most difficult skill that you can get as a speaker. Why? Because it's selling on steroids. Now, you have a fear of rejection on steroids, unless then you will become completely immune to it. But there are so many things that are going on in your mind in that moment. You have, oh, what if it doesn't work? And you will have, oh, but what if no one buys? And you will have people that are going to be staring at you. The energy in the room will drop. So before they were having a great energy, and then suddenly the energy in the room completely dropped because it's the moment of the sale. And so you will have different thing that are going on at the same time. You will need to remember your script, your slides. Make sure that you don't talk to your slides and you talk to your audience. There are all these different things that happen all at the same time. And that's why it becomes difficult. That's why it becomes so challenging selling from the stage. However, there is one thing that you can do. There are 3 different closes that you can have. I call them the relationship close, the get in now close, and the application close. So let's start from the relationship close. The relationship close happens by creating an experience where people are there for multiple days, or they already know you and they already have multiple touch points with you and the sales team, which means the relationship has built to a point where the sales pitch becomes, hey guys, this is what I have next. Like, if you don't buy, you're crazy. Like, you already know the value that we're going to deliver. They already bought. We already been working together for a long time. So let's keep moving together. Let's keep growing together. So that's one thing. That's the one way to create your sales pitch. Then you will have the other way, which is the relationship close. Then we are working on the get the application close. The application close is where you are not going to sell there and then. You're not going to sell there and then. You are going to sell an application for people to buy the program. So you're going to mention the program, how it works. You can decide to mention or not to mention the price. And at that point, you will say there is an application form on your table. Fill up the application form. We'll have a consultation one-to-one, and we'll see if this program is the right for you. So now what happens? You are not. First of all, you can be more relaxed because the sales doesn't happen there and then. You might have a dropout because particularly if the sale is not made on the same day or within 48 hours, then some people that were hot in the room, now life took over again. So that's the downside. But then on the upper side by this, because a consultation one-to-one, you can immediately go and sell a very high-end program, 15,000, 20,000, 10,000, no matter how much you're gonna sell it for. And then we're going to look at the other part. The other part, which is the last one, is the get it now clause. The get it now clause is, hey, I'm running just for today, for the next 24 hours, only for 20 people, a special offer on our Events That Sell program. For the first 20 people, we'll also have a free consultation one-to-one to help you create a high converting pitch. Now, to get advantage for this offer, to get this offer right now, you will need to buy it right now, here and then. So that's how the getting now clause will run. So you give them people something that is a very limited amount of time or amount of units. If you give them both, it works even better. So that's for the next 24 hours, or if it's an event, it's just if you buy today and only for the first 20 people. You will get this extra. So now we'll get, you have the double scarcity, which will get people to move and to take action faster. So as long as you deliver an incredible value, you build a good relationship, you deliver in a way that inspires leadership, because it's also the way you deliver your pitch, the way you sell influences a lot. That's why in our Events That Sell course, there is a bonus module on delivering a great sales pitch, not just talking about it, but delivering a great pitch. So make sure that you join now, because as I said, it's only valid for the first 20 people. You get it for $97 and the session one-to-one. So right now, you want to make sure that your delivery is up to standard, that you express how great you are, you share with people how great you are. They get it and they want to keep working with you. And that's the secret to selling from the stage. It's about leadership. It's about showing people that you can lead them where they will not be able to get there themselves. That's why we need a leader, because we are always looking for someone that can take us where we could not go by ourselves, or where it would be so difficult going there by ourselves. And if you don't position yourself as a leader, if you're not expressing and talking and communicating yourself with confidence of a leader, then you can have the best pitch, the best scarcity, the best program, but people will doubt you. Now, it's better people doubting your program than doubting you. Because if they doubt your program, you can still recover. But if they doubt you, you're done. Like, you're very unlikely you're going to regain their trust. That's why it's so important. So make sure that you work on your communication skills. That's where rehearsing your pitch over and over again comes into place. So you now have the Selling from the Stage checklist, which gives you the checklist. Is completely for free on how to structure the pitch. Now that you have structure, you need to spend time rehearsing it. And that's how one of our clients made $9,000 in an evening. Another one made more than $23,000 in consultations booked. Another one got a huge international client. We make a lot of money from there. We make £100,000 in a room of 15 people. So it works. But you got to have all these pieces of the puzzle together. That's why I'm saying it's difficult. And that's why the more you rehearse, the easier you make it for yourself, because there are so many moving pieces of the puzzle that is not just about running the event, but now it's about running the event, running the sales all at the same time. And they all need to flow seamlessly. Boom. And that's how you become great at selling from the stage. Guys, if you haven't joined yet, if you haven't gotten yet, the Events That Sell program is for $97 for the first 20 people. They will get also a session one-to-one on helping you create a high converting pitch from the stage. And remember, if just one sale for you is worth $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, what's $97 for getting it? Nothing. Bargain. Peanuts. So get it now. Get in now so we can help and support you. And in particular, you can run the events in the best way you can. Because while you run a great events, you know how to sell, you have the right structures in place, man, there is nothing that can stop you. Nothing that can stop you anymore. Yes! Wahaha! Okay, cool. Now it's time to move on. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you get the program. Thank you for listening. If you have been listening on our podcast or if you've been watching on YouTube as well. So thank you. I really appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. There are 2 things you can do for me, apart from buying my programs. Well, 3 things. 1, buy my programs, if you like what I do. 2, if you don't want to buy my programs, at least subscribe to the podcast. That's the second thing you can do. And the third thing you can do is to leave me a review. Leave me a review. Please, leave me a review. It's important. I want to hear from you, man. Thank you. All right. Cool. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you for watching wherever you are. I love you and leave you. And remember that together we grow exponentially.